Good morning. Welcome to the next play. I'm your host, Darkel. The next play, 6-7. I'm your host, Darkel. And today's daily quiz answer is, who was the round mound, the rebound? And the answer is Charles Oakley. And the question today is, who is the logo? Who was the logo on the NBA logo on the uniforms for the NBA? Who is that? I would like to start the day off by saying, please like, share, and subscribe. It's always free and it takes less than 3 seconds. It takes less time than it took for me to say that sentence. I would like to start the day off by saying my quote. So, the simple things are also the most extraordinary things, and only the wise can see them. That's by Paulo Coelho. I'm going to say that again. The simple things are also the most extraordinary things, and only the wise can see them. Again, by Paulo Coelho. And the word of today is mental health. I thought it's very important to speak about that because a lot of us have the wrong misconception about mental health. We think we can't get help because you don't want this, you got to be crazy. Man, get help. If your mind is not, it's good for your health, the mental part. If you need help, go and get it. There's nothing wrong with that. Mental health is an emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It shapes how we think, feel, and act. It helps us handle stress, relate to others, and make good choices. Everyone has mental health, and it changes over time based on life events and personal factors. If you need help, let someone know. There's no shame in that, to get the help you need for mental health. So it's very important because, sometimes people need somewhere to vent, man. Be that vent, because if that's your friend, you should be there for your friends, man. If you love your friends like you say you do. It's very important, man. The WNBA scores. The Sky defeated the Liberty 93-86. Breanna Stewart had 22.7 rebounds, 3 assists. Natasha Cloud had 35 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. And Sabrina Ionescu, for the Liberty had 18.7 assists. No, 7 rebounds, 18.7 rebounds, and 12 assists. The Dream defeated the Aces 97-82. Ryan Howard had 23 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Asia Wilson had her steady 27 points, 14 rebounds, and 3 assists. The Sun defeated the Sparks 85-77. Olivia Nelson had 18 points, 11 rebounds. Ray Burrell had 19 points, 1 rebound, and 6 assists for the losers, for a losing cause for the Sparks. The Fever 101, they can score some points. So whoever meet them in the playoffs going to have a problem. Because if you can't put up 100 points, you're not going to beat them. The Fever defeated the Tempo 101-95. Kelsey Mitchell had 29 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Kaylin Clark had 24 points, 3 rebounds, and 7 assists. And Marina Mabry had 22 points in a losing effort for the Tempo. Major League Baseball. New York Yankees 3, Baltimore 1. Cleveland 8, San Fran 1. St. Louis 3, Cincinnati had a donut. Get them some coffee. Pittsburgh 4, Detroit 1. The Blue Jays 10, Tampa Bay 5. Philadelphia 6, Miami 4. Boston 9, Arizona 4. San Diego 5, my Mets lost, they had 2. Kansas City 4, Oakland 3. Milwaukee had a football score, 22. Seattle had a donut. They was trying to glaze me. Get them some coffee for them. Minnesota 4, Atlanta 1. Cubs 4, Chicago White Sox 3, the Battle of Chicago. Texas 5, the Nationals had a donut. Give them some iced coffee. Los Angeles Angels 3, Houston had 1. Los Angeles Dodgers 7, and Colorado 6. Okay, today we're going to talk about somebody that was instrumental in the Knicks winning this year's championship, and he's Mr. Hustle. He's a hell of a player. He's a great player. He can score more when he wants. I think he don't shoot enough. He passes too much, if you ask me. But he's an all-around player. But if he wanted to score, because remember, he was the runner-up to National Player of the Year one year in college. People don't know that he almost won the National Player of the Year in college when he was in Villanova. So let's not get that twisted. His name is Joshua Aaron Hart. We know him as Josh. Josh Hart is an NBA basketball player who's played his college and professional careers across both his college and he's won championships in both college and professional. He has logged minutes at shooting guard and both forward position and is known for his hustle plays and rebounding ability. He holds the Knicks franchise records for the most triple-doubles in a season. Hart played college basketball for Villanova. As a sophomore, he was named Big East Tournament Most Outstanding Player. He was named a third-team All-American as a junior when he helped lead the Cats to a national championship in 2016. As a senior in 2017, he was a consensus first-team All-American selected in the first round of the 2017 NBA Draft. Hart played his first two NBA seasons for the Los Angeles Lakers before being traded to the New Orleans Pelicans in 2019 as part of a package for Anthony Davis. Hart played 3 seasons with the Pelicans and then was traded to Portland Trail Blazers in 2022 in a package for C.J. McCollum. He was dealt to the Knicks, which was a blessing. At the 2023 trade deadline, Hart and the Knicks won the 2026 NBA Finals, securing New York's first championship in 53 long, misery-filled years. Hart was born on March 6, 1995 in Silver Springs, Maryland. They got money in Silver Springs, you heard? Ask me how I know. I used to be out there. To Moses and Pat Hart. He has 2 siblings. Hart attended Loderman Middle School in Silver Springs, Maryland growing up. Hart gravitated toward I don't even think they got a hood. They don't even have a hood in Silver Springs, I don't believe. But I used to be there. That was another life when I was doing my thing. Silver Springs is beautiful. It looks like they got buildings there that look like the Wizard of Oz building. Okay, excuse me for getting off course. Hart attended Loderman Middle School in Silver Spring, Maryland growing up. Hart gravitated toward basketball, earning a reputation as a high-energy player. While he excelled in basketball from a young age, Hart didn't get any interest from private schools and enrolled at Wheaton High School. He briefly attended Wheaton before transferring to Sidwell Friends School, where as a junior he averaged 20.6 points and 11.6 rebounds per game. However, he was nearly kicked out of school due to poor grades until several students and parents petitioned the school to give him a second chance. As a senior, Hart averaged 24.3 points, 13.4 rebounds, and a 2.8 steals per game, and leading the team to a 22-9 record. He was a first-team All-Met selection by the Washington Post and the Rivals.com 82nd ranked prospect in the class of 2013. After considering Rutgers and Penn State, Hart signed a letter of intent with Villanova in November 2012. It was about doing the things that the coaches want me to do, he said after committing. I might not hit the winning 3, but I'm going to be the one that goes and gets the rebound when we need it and goes on the floor for a loose ball, anything to win. And that really encompasses his game. He reminds me of a small Charles Oakley. That's how Oakley used to hustle. He got to know Oakley. Nobody dived for more loose balls than Charles Oakley. He got to know future Villanova teammate Chris Jenkins while playing AAU basketball in Washington, in the Washington area. Hart reached the level of Eagle Scout in 2013 in the Boy Scouts. Oh, wow. What Boy Scout. Jesus Christ. Anyway, as freshman at 2013-14 Big East All-Rookie Team selection, Hart averaged 7.8 points and 4.0 rebounds per game. As a freshman at Villanova, he was named Big East Rookie of the Week 3 times. He did not shoot the ball particularly well, making 31% of his 3 tries, but possessed amazing confidence, according to assistant coach Baker Dunleavy. In the second game of his collegiate career, a 90-59 win over Mount St. Mary's, Hart posted a double-double, 17 points, 11 rebounds. He scored a season-high 19 points in the 88-67 win over Rod on December 21st, 2013. Hart had 18 points and 8 rebounds and it lost to Seton Hall in the Big East Tournament quarterfinals. Hart and teammate Darren Hilliard both scored 20 points in an 85-62 rout of Temple on December 14, 2014. Hart scored 21 points in December 20th game against Syracuse. The Wildcats never looked led in regulation and were down 14 points in the second half, but managed to pull out an 82-77 overtime win. As a junior, the Wildcats were the unanimous coaches' preseason selection to win the conference in the NIT. Season Hart scored a career-high 27 points to help Villanova defeat Akron by a score of 75-56 on January 2nd, 2016. Hart scored 25 in a win over Creighton. Hart led the Wildcats to reach number 1 in the AP poll by climbing to the top of the 2015-16 NCAA Division I men's basketball ranking on February 8th. He was named to the 35-man midseason watch list for the Naismith Trophy on February 11th. At the conclusion of the regular season, Hart was unanimously selected for the first team All-Big East. Hart was named a third-team All-American by the National Association of Basketball Coaches. Then he helped Villanova win the second national championship in school history and first since 1985, scoring 23 points to lead the Wildcats in the Final Four against Oklahoma and 12 in the national championship game against North Carolina. On the season, he averaged 15.5 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 1.8 assists per game. Hart briefly thought about the 2016 NBA draft, but pulled his name out before the deadline. Coming into senior season, Hart's Wildcats was projected to win the Big East by the coaches, and he was named the preseason player of the year. He was named to the Associated Press preseason All-American team on November 2nd, 2016. On March 11, 2017, in the regular season finale versus Creighton, Hart scored 29 points in a 74-61. Unlike previous seasons, Villanova's career would end in disappointment when Brunson Corning outgunned Hart and the other Wildcats while leading Wisconsin to 65-62 victory in the second round of the NCAA tournament. His career has been, he's had a great career, and I'm so happy that the Knicks got him because he signed a 4-year, $81 million extension with the Knicks on August 10, 2023. He's due for some more money because it's 2027. That's up in one more year, so we need to get that right. And that's the amazing story of Joshua Hart. I'm glad he's a Knick and stayed a long time Knick. Okay, before I end this, I would like to say free Sadiq, free Poppy, C. Just, Supreme, Naheem, Your Majesty, free the real. And before I leave, I would like to say, may each of you want, but never want as long as you live. May each of you live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I'll never know when great people like yourselves have passed away. May you live as long as you want, but never want as long as you live. Thank you very much for being with me. Peace, wealth, and prosperity to all. I'm out.